Hello. Welcome back to another video. I think I'm just gonna be rambling a lot in this one, honestly. So 2020, that was a very yikes year, honestly. A very important but crap year in everybody's life, I think. But, well, I say everybody's life, but the power of nostalgia is a very big thing, if I'm being quite honest. Now that it's been coming up to the 2-year anniversary since lockdowns were imposed in the United Kingdom, people are starting to get very fond of lockdown. You know, the songs that were made, trends, you know, other things which I can't really remember, but you know. Ooh. But yeah, I'm really just gonna go through my 2020 and, you know, tell you how, you know, it's not as like glow and sunshine and rainbows as I remember it. Anyways, so starting off with, I guess, the start before COVID, so like January, February. I was just, you know, in school, living life. Well, first of all, my grandma died in like middle January, which was a very stressful and hard time that I got through, luckily. But yeah, it was quite something, and I do miss her, even though I didn't get to see her much as she got older. But I really did miss her quite a lot. You know, as it got to like lockdown, nothing really happened really January, February, just mocks and how everyone really did rubbish in it, and everyone was like, uh-oh, how am I going to do the real exam? Because nobody had any idea what COVID was or what was going to happen. Got to like around mid-March, and then we started to hear like reports of like, you know, COVID in other countries and like how it's spreading a lot. And then eventually got to the UK. The week of when it shut down, there was a lot of speculation like, oh my god, are we going to make it through this week? Are we going to do exams? What's going to happen? Why are we doing these lessons? It was all very like up in the air, kind of like apocalyptic in a way. You know, it's like uncertainty and what's going to happen, and everyone just on edge. And then obviously as soon as it was announced, you know, everyone was like, wow. Like there was a range of reactions going from like happy I don't have to do exams to like this is really going to be it, you know. Like my sixth form experience just ends just like that. The last day was it was alright, you know, quite good, I would say. It was just a bit like, I remember with some of my former friends, I would say, we had McDonald's after we went for like a little house party at someone's house, and it just felt kind of like surreal. Like the car park was basically empty, we were only allowed to take it away, so we were just eating in my car, and it was just kind of surreal. Like nobody was out when you would expect people to be out. It was just kind of like, you know, an eerie sort of presence, and that has stuck with me quite a bit. So now we get into lockdown, you know. At the start, I guess, you know, Zoom was a very big thing. You'd meet over Zoom and you would kind of like have Zoom parties per se and just talk to people, and it was going okay. And then I guess as I got more and more into lockdown, I kind of had a bit of a breakdown, a bit of a depressive episode. We left group chats, deleted Snapchat, deleted Instagram and stuff, and like it was quite bad, and I just wanted to be myself and just, I guess, just rot away in my room, which really wasn't the best scenario, but it's kind of just what I wanted to do at the time. And then obviously I started to realise that, you know, maybe the friends in sixth form weren't really my friends per se, because they kind of just didn't care. They just left me, you know, to, I guess, rot away. And it just really wasn't good. Like the friends that I've been making for like a year plus didn't ever want to talk to me again after sixth form, and I'm still trying to get over, you know, the whole like we all had plans on what to do after sixth form and like road trips, and that never materialised because they didn't decide to really check up on me. Like obviously I didn't, but I was in a much worse situation. And then there's this whole kind of like splitting of my sixth form group, which is a whole nother thing that I will get into maybe. But yeah, just friends not really being good and leaving people out, you know, getting annoyed, confrontation, and then eventually just splitting off, really. That happened in lockdown, and I didn't really have many friends. I didn't really have anyone. So I just spent my days just staying up really late, waking up really late, watching like Luther and Futurama, playing games like Ratchet and Clank and Uncharted 4. My mic doesn't work on my Mac, so this is terrible quality. But even when you do interest and stuff in lockdown, the feeling that that's the only thing that you can really do, like playing games, watching TV shows, it just makes those fun experiences that you have with it so much duller because you realise it's the only thing you can actually do in lockdown. And I did lose weight in lockdown, surprisingly. I know that lots of people are like, oh, I've gained loads of lockdown weight, but I lost quite a bit of weight from end of sixth form to like end of lockdown. I don't even know when an end of lockdown is, but yeah, it wasn't the healthiest way to lose weight, you know. A lot of just basically just skipping meals because I was staying up so late and then waking up so late. I would never suggest that to anybody. Please, if you want to lose weight in the healthiest way, and don't do me. Don't basically just miss meals because you were sleeping. That is not good. I feel like lockdown isn't really rosy and it's not really like the best. It was kind of a terrible time for me personally. And I know a few people in which the time was terrible, you know, always scared to go out even on walks. Like I did take a lot of beautiful pictures on my walks, I do have to say that. That's when I really got into like photography and stuff. That was like, I mean that was, you know, it kept me sane. It kept me doing something, you know, posting my pictures on Instagram and getting likes, you know, all of that stuff. But I mean, it doesn't really like, the pros don't outweigh the cons of lockdown and how, yeah, there was TikTok trends, good music, but overall it was just a really depressing time and the government doing the worst imaginable, not reacting, people dying everywhere, you know, scared that, because I have asthma, so, you know, being scared that I'll get COVID and I'll have very long lasting effects. It was all really kind of scary, so it just makes me feel a bit, that people really think that lockdown was like the best when it really wasn't. So then that whole lockdown kind of all just a blur, and then it came to like September, October. I went to uni first year. That is a whole nother video, and I'm only talking about 2020. So the start of uni was actually okay. Like it was me and 3 other flatmates in my first year, and at the start they were pretty good, you know, just chilling out, having a good time. Problems arose later down the line, much later down the line, which I will get into in another video. But yeah, like I guess the end of 2020 was like okay, but I was still very, actually no, because as it got to like late 2020, as COVID was still a very big thing, I just got very depressed in my room. I made like audio recordings of like trying to keep track on like my day and if anything good happened or if anything bad happened, and I will say there was a hell of a lot of crying that I did on my audio app because it just felt like the same thing over and over again, just nothing happening, having the same boring routine, online lessons, and just like sometimes you see people outside having fun and you just know that, because I get really scared about meeting new people. It's just kind of like, I can't just go out and say hey and hang out, try and do my own thing. And it just got really depressing and just nothing good was happening with me. And there was a lot of tears. And then also my housemate decided to have a house party in COVID with a lot of people. And that was really scary and annoying. And he made a load of mess. And honestly, he was possibly one of the worst people I've met in my life. It's just, at that time, even though like I do like home, but like it's not my favourite place, but I just really wanted to get out and go home because he was just disastrous, leaving mess everywhere, you know, just so annoying and just not being thoughtful, not being house trained, and it's just like I need to get out and have like a refresh, which I did get. But getting to the end of 2020, it was just like, that was like the most depressing year I've had on record. I just thought we could get no better, to be honest. Which is why when New Year came around, I just didn't even feel excited anymore. I was just like, you know, what is this? Like, this year has been absolutely mental, crazy, depressing, just the worst feelings I've ever experienced in my life. And I went to 2021 with like, it's just gonna keep on going, and it's just gonna be downhill. Yeah, that was really 2020, just in a brief video, and how it's not good. It wasn't good. The pros, you know, the benefits of like loads of new trends, songs, whatever, doesn't outweigh the cons of just all the horror and terror and depression that I went through, and I know that a lot of people out there have gone through. Yeah, that has been my 2020. Hopefully 2022 is better, even though Putin, Ukraine, other things which are happening. It just seems that the start of every year from like 2020 has just not began well at all. We shall see what is in store for 2022. But until my next video, peace.